My name is Glennis Kincaid. I'm a Global Learning Advisor at the University of California, Santa Cruz, and one of the APWiL mentoring program managers. And yeah, part of this fifth cohort team. We're excited to see folks introducing themselves in the chat. As I said, this will be recorded so we can, hear from folks later and who aren't able to join and have them continue to share and celebrate everyone's journey this past year. So if you haven't already, feel free to introduce yourself in the chat, and then we're going to go over next the agenda for today. So you're hearing currently the welcomes from me and the introduction portion, and then we're going to jump into some celebratory remarks from our wonderful co-chairs. Then we're going to do a larger recognition of all participants from this fifth cohort. And then you'll hear from some of our wonderful featured speakers who will share about their experiences in more detail. Then we're going to talk a little bit about how this is the 5th anniversary of the APWiL mentoring program, and then go into some updates about leadership of the program and the future, moving forward, and then say thank you and conclude from there with some remarks from me. So, and now I'm going to introduce one of our current APWiL co-chairs to offer some celebratory remarks. Professor Yvonne Lim is currently the Associate Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International at University Malaya, and a Senior Professor at the Department of Parasitology, Faculty of Medicine. She also serves as a University Senate member and is a former Academy of Sciences Malaysia ASM Council member. Her research focuses on host parasite environment interactions among underserved Indigenous communities from a range of socioeconomic, ecological, and urbanization gradient. She has been studying infectious diseases among the Orang Asli Indigenous populations of peninsular Malaysia for close to 3 decades. Her involvement in shaping national policies, including the National Policy for the Development of Orang Asli, underscores her commitment to community welfare. A mentor in the original pilot of the APWiL mentoring program, we are still and continue to be so thrilled and excited that we have her as a co-chair as of 2022. Thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you so much, Glennis. And hi, everyone. So nice to see you. Hi, Joanna. Nice to see you again. Now, I want to take a few moments to perhaps, recap and to celebrate this year's accomplishment. I think we have gone through so much, especially to the mentors and the mentees. And, there was so much that we have gone through, and I think it's nice to look back and see what we have, how our journey has come to this point. Yeah. So just to recap, we have about 78 participants in this 5th cohort, and we have gone through a long way. There have been 5 cycles of mentors and mentees, and the 78 participants for this cohort were coming from 21 APRU affiliated institutions. So in total, we have about 62. So that makes 1/3. It's quite big for an activity of APRU. And we are so happy that, you have been connected to your mentors in one-to-one meetings. Yeah. And I think you set your goals of what you wanted to achieve in this 1 year. I must say that as a secretariat, we really enjoy the feedbacks that we got, and the reports and comments about your accomplishments and the milestones. And we really want to celebrate with you. And it doesn't end here, because it's basically just the beginning of that friendship, relationships that you have established. And looking back as well, I think we have had 6 virtual events, including this graduation event. And we have covered various topics. So we have covered mentoring relationship, best practices. That was during our 5th cohort orientation. We had some informal networking. we also touch on the importance of communication as a tool for leadership. And I think, the panelists was giving us various tips, about how we can communicate in various circumstances or contexts. We also had a discussion on strategies for balancing career and personal responsibilities. We had this on the International Women's Day celebration. We also covered a topic on the leveraging teaching, research, and administrative roles for career growth. So I think this year, the areas that we have covered are all very pertinent to our journey as a professional, and I hope that it has also helped you at your personal level. So now, as we come together today to celebrate the virtual graduation, as a former mentor myself, I was in the first cohort. The first cohort, we had about 10 pairs. So we started really modestly, but it has grown into such big, we have, I think, more than 300 alumni altogether. So it has been truly gratifying to be part of this experience. Thank you to all the mentees and mentors. To the mentors, thank you for sharing your time. Not just your time, I think your experience, your expertise, and very much that being there for them, encouraging the mentees when they need some words of encouragement, to nudge them on, to give them some confidence, to really be there for them. Thank you so much to all the mentors. And to all the mentees, I think you've invested so much time and effort, and I hope that it has been a journey of self-discovery as well, as you think about what you want to do as next steps as you progress in your career. So I hope that you will continue deepening the connections, the conversations, not just among the pair of mentor-mentees, but also to expand to the whole network of connections that we have within this APWiL program. And I hope that you will continue expanding, learning, and growth. And I encourage you to keep thinking of ways of how you can work towards gender equity in your institutions, and that you'll use this network and really further this important work. So I congratulate all of you, and so happy to be here today to see all of you online. And I hope this will be the beginning of many years to come of friendships. Yeah. So now I'd like to ask my fellow co-chair, Joanna. Joanna has been a great friend, Joanna Reguslka, to offer her own remarks. Joanna, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Yvonne, and thank you to the fabulous team, Chelsea and Glynis, and the secretariat, Joanna and Jackie and Ben, and I don't know, David is here? No? But we work together. This is definitely a joint kind of collective village that we work with, and we very much appreciate everybody's. It really takes a village. You can't do it on your own. And that's why I so much became fond of the fact that for the last 5 years, we have worked together. And one of the things I said in one of our coordinating meeting, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss, because it's a part of the week or every other week or whenever we have time to get together to actually hang around and talk about and plot about and think about something that is very dear to my heart, and that is empowerment of women. As a feminist, as a scholar of women's studies, have done a lot of work about women's political participation, engagement, designing and thinking about revolution, transformations, things that really bring change to our lives. I am originally from Poland, and it took quite a while not only to grow in Poland, but then really recognize and think about what does it really mean to be a woman, to work as a woman, what kind of challenges, what kind of opportunities, what kind of mentorship and allyships I should develop, um, how should I work within the institutional context, because every institution has its own culture. Every institution works in a very, very different way. So understanding the culture, understanding the cultural context of the institution is probably one of the most important things if we want to be successful. Yes, we need to be empowered, but we also have to have this broader context. This program really, for me personally, for the last 5 years, made a tremendous difference. And my highlight moments, like Yvonne, I was also a mentor. And I have two mentees last year. And it was, and actually turns all three of us were geographers. Now, what a privilege to work with people from different countries who are committed to the same disciplinary focus and being able to work together at the different stages of our career. So the highlight has been really how much I've learned also, how much these events and meetings and friendships and connections really meant to me personally. They have been incredibly powerful and incredibly rewarding that I could do something outside of my job description. I always keep on saying that Women in Leadership Mentoring Program was never written as a part of my job description. This is like a fun thing you do outside of the work, although it's part of the work, but outside. And how much recognition among our colleagues, among our here at UC Davis, faculty, administrators, staff, this program really brought. So I hope some of the things that I've said, you've experienced. I hope some of the moments and highlights of this past year really made a difference. And I hope you're going to return to it. Return to it in a way that you said, I didn't realize that this was an aha moment, but now I see this is actually an aha moment. And I've learned so much from that particular moment. I hope you maintain friendships. I always feel free to reach out to me, or I'm sure to Yvonne too, and others, because that's the collective network that we're building around the world. And I think that's the kind of a global collective engagement is really so much needed. So I am very grateful to be part of this program. I'm very honored to be part of the program. And I have a kind of a little tear in my eye because it's a very emotional moment. It has been 5 years. And 5 years is a long time. And yet it went so fast. So congratulations. As Yvonne said, this is the beginning of the journey. And I hope I will meet some of you somewhere here or there. And please never feel restricted in any way not to come and say hi and introduce yourself, because I would love to meet you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for all these fabulous moments that we have this year in the program. Thank you and congratulations.
Oh my gosh, I'm just beautiful remarks. Thank you, Joanna. I know it's the crying. I'm crying too, but I can't yet. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate all the emojis that have been coming up as Joanna was speaking. That was wonderful to see. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and show some photos next. if I can, yeah, let's go ahead and spotlight me. There we go. So next, I just wanted to take a moment and recognize who we are all here for today, which is our wonderful participants. Oh, my video's gone. I'm back. Okay. So this is just a little bit of our experience this past year, just some photos from our virtual events that we wanted to show to highlight all the work that's been done. Of course, we don't have photos of your individual one-on-one mentoring calls, but I'm sure there were various and varied. And yeah, it would be great to hear later too about how those all went. And that's just an added piece to this wonderful reflection of all the work folks have done this year. And we want to officially, with everyone's names up on the screen, say congratulations to the wonderful 5th cohort mentees. Thank you for all your hard work this past year, for your dedication, for your interactions that you've had with your mentors and with us. And yeah, just being able to dedicate time to something that isn't always a priority. And we're thrilled that you got to the end with us. And thank you to of course, our 5th cohort mentors as well. Thank you. A huge round of applause to everyone for their participation and involvement. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna head on to our next part, and I'll pass it to Yvonne to go ahead and introduce our first speaker.
Thank you, Glennis. Yeah, listening to Joanna speak just now. So we have been meeting, I think, almost every month. For me, it will be the last 3 years that I've joined the Secretariat. And I remember that every time when we have our meeting, it'll be very early in Malaysia. But there's always this excitement of meeting Joanna, Glennis, and Chelsea, and we had others as well at some point. And sometimes APRU members will also join us, like Adriana, Jackie, David as well. It is a time of reconnection, and it's always nice to see like old friends. So that's something I really appreciate being part of this APWiL program. The friendships that we have established, and and when we meet again physically in various meetings, there's that kind of joy of reconnecting, and there's so much to share. So really, this is not just about helping ourselves to grow at a professional level, but also I think that personal connection, that personal friendships that we establish has been wonderful in terms of also helping me as a person to grow. So, well, it's time now to listen to our featured mentee and mentor, but we will start off, with our first mentee speaker, Professor Anna Maria Blocki. Now, she's a tenured associate professor at the School of Biomedical Sciences and the Institute for Tissue Engineering and Regenerative Medicine at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. She earned a PhD in bioengineering from the National University of Singapore. That's so close by to my country. Yeah. And she has conducted postdoctoral research at A*STAR in Singapore, as well as in Berlin. And her research focuses on tissue engineering and regenerative medicine with an emphasis on biomaterials, cell-based therapies, and the development of bioactive treatments. So sorry about the phone call. Just give me a minute. Okay. So she also works on bioengineering microphysiological systems, particularly those involving microvascular. So very, very interesting field of expertise. So I'll hand it over to you, Maria.
Right, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I've been indeed visiting Malaysia a lot when I used to live in Singapore. I went horse riding there almost every weekend, So, but yeah, so good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, depending on where you are. It's an absolute honor to speak here before you today as we celebrate this graduation, and the talks so far were amazing. So thank you all. Well, to our mentors, thank you for your wisdom. Thank you, Shauna, for your time and your belief in the power of women leading with purpose. And to all my fellow graduates, well, congratulations. We've not only completed the program, but I think we've also created a space for ourselves to grow. So when I first joined this program, I thought I was here to become a better leader. And I think I did, but not in the way I expected. I came with questions about my voice, my value, and my place in leadership. And slowly through conversations, listening to you speak to the great talks we had, but also through challenges and moments of quiet honesty, which were indeed possible with my mentor, Shauna, those questions began to shift. So I would like to share some of the lessons that will stay with me. So I learned that success isn't just about talent. We are all smart, capable women with experience and drive. And I think this is something that was very obvious when we talk to each other. So what truly shapes our path is the environment we are in. And I think that APWiL program is one great area, one great place where this environment is really good. And this environment will help us both professionally and personally. So do we have a boss or a department that supports us? Do we have a team that collaborates with us? Do we have a partner who understands and shares the load at home? These things indeed matter. And while we can't always control our environment, we can choose whether to stay in it or seek one that helps us grow. I learned that leadership isn't about saying yes to everything. It's about being supportive. It's about being cooperative while setting boundaries that protect our time, our energy, and especially our integrity. It's okay to say, I'm too busy, or I won't be able to do this well. It's not a weakness, it's wisdom. I learned that perfection is a myth. Sometimes good is good enough. Spending twice the time for a 10% improvement might feel very satisfying, and I think we've all done it, but it's not always necessary. We have to weigh our time against the impact that we are making. I learned to be proud of my work, to let others see, to celebrate it, to celebrate our success also with others without arrogance, and to remember that there's always someone better. And that's okay. What matters is that we keep growing. I learned that hardship isn't a wall, it's a stepping stone. That brave decisions, even when difficult, are the ones that move us forward. That dropping the ball doesn't mean that we have failed. It just means we are human. And above all, I learned that self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. If we are not well, our work suffers, our family suffers, our friends suffer. So leadership starts with taking care of ourselves. This program reminded me to reflect and to keep a growth mindset, not just for my career, but indeed for my whole life. It taught me to understand my limits, to prioritize what matters, and to be very intentional about the people I choose to work with. So all these lessons will stay with me, and I hope that they will ripple outward to every other woman who is still finding her balance and her voice, because I think it remains an ongoing journey. And perhaps most importantly, I learned that, oh, sorry, that's my kid. No, you have to go out. Thank you. Sorry for that. Working from home. So, well, what I learned is that I'm not alone, that there's a whole community of women who are daring, brilliant, and generous, and who are rewriting what leadership looks like. Because this program isn't just about leadership, I realized that it's about rewriting the narrative. For too long, leadership has been defined in narrow terms, but I think we have shown here that empathy is strength, collaboration is strategy, and authenticity is power. So we are not just women in leadership, we are women redefining leadership. And I think this is something that we really showed the whole year. So what comes next? Well, I think what we have learned, we have to take this and we have to multiply it. So we will mentor others. We will speak up in rooms that weren't built for us. And maybe we will build new rooms. And we never forget, leadership is not a title, it's a ripple effect. So, well, as we graduate here today, let's carry forward the spirit of this program, which is bold, it's generous, and what I really loved, it's authentic. So the world needs what we've cultivated here. So yeah, let's go ahead and lead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. It is so inspiring listening to you. And you know, I think as Anna was speaking and as I was entertaining a phone call, sometimes in life there's so many things that just come in between, and we have to like multitask. But that's the reality, and sometimes it reminds us of our position as a women within the workforce, within our family. There are many things that we need to juggle, and as you say, Anna, so yourself. Discover yourself, because when you become a leader, you want to be an authentic leader. And to be that, you really need to embrace yourself and create the kind of leadership that you feel comfortable about. Yeah, we can have various role models, but customize it to the person that you are, and celebrate that. Don't be too harsh on ourselves. We're not perfect, in every role. There are things, there are challenges that we'll face, but as Anna says, challenges are opportunities as well. And sometimes challenges are good problems that will bring us to other opportunities. So thank you so much for the powerful message, Anna. And with that, I'll pass over to Joanna to introduce our next speaker.
So here I am trying to say something wonderful about our mentee. Our mentee is Professor, wait a second, there was mentee, our mentor, Professor Theresa Payongayong. I think I didn't butcher your name too much. From University of Philippines in Dillman campus in the Department of Philosophy. And I love the fact that we have whole spectrum, from sciences to humanities and social sciences participants. She has taught many courses in feminist philosophy, Filipino philosophy, philosophy for children. And she also held many various key administrative roles, including Associate Dean, University Registrar, and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. So you can see how these things are moving from one end to another. It's always a full spectrum. Not always going up. Sometimes it goes down and up. But in case of Professor Theresa Payongayong, it has been obviously a very accomplished career, and currently she serves as an assistant vice president for academic affairs for the whole UP system, which means a lot of campuses, a lot of responsibilities, and a very broad geographical area with many different communities represented in the system. Along her administrative work, Professor Payongayong remains an active scholar. She has published research on Filipino feminist ethics and multicultural education, and has contributed to philosophy textbooks and educational modules. One of her children's stories, and I am trying to do it right, Si Leo Ang Batang Lito, received special citation from the United Nations Population Fund. She earned her bachelor's and master's degree in philosophy and her doctorate in Philippine studies at University of Philippines, Diliman. She also is a member of several academic and advocacy organizations, including the International Association of Women Philosophers and the Women's Studies Association of Philippines. Please share your remarks with us, Professor Payongayong.
Thank you very much, Joanna. Good day, everyone. This has truly been a beautiful and meaningful journey being part of the fifth cohort of the APWiL mentoring program. I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for all of you, for the people I've met, the lessons I've learned, and the growth I've witnessed, not only in myself, but also in my mentee and this cohort's community. When I first joined this program, I expected to gain some professional development, perhaps learn a few new strategies for mentoring and connect with a few peers. But what I gained was far more meaningful than I ever anticipated. I gained a deep and lasting friendship, a sense of shared purpose, and a renewed commitment to the kind of leadership and mentorship that nurtures both the personal and professional growth of everyone involved. Let me take a moment to share what I consider some of the key highlights of my mentoring experience. These weren't just symbolic milestones, they were tangible accomplishments that made me feel so proud to be a mentor. Aya Kimura, my mentee. Hi, Aya. Is an incredibly dedicated and inspiring scholar and leader. During the course of the program, she was able to secure a contract for her book on environmental justice, which is a timely and critical topic in today's world. She also submitted a proposal for a sustainability textbook, expanding her academic footprint in ways that will impact both students and practitioners for years to come. On top of that, she delivered a lecture on sustainability competencies with an international network, bringing her voice and ideas to a global audience. But her achievements did not stop there. Aya's sustainability internship class also expanded its hosting to include more student organizations, creating a wider platform for engagement and learning. All of these accomplishments were achieved while she held a significant leadership position at her university, juggling responsibilities and navigating the challenges that come with that role. To witness this level of dedication and passion was deeply inspiring. I think I learned more from my mentee. So, what made this journey even more meaningful was the mentoring relationship itself. I came into the program thinking I would be offering pieces of advice and guidance, but what happened was so much more reciprocal and enriching. We became true collaborators and friends. We were able to advise each other on our research activities. We exchanged insights on leadership and share strategies for using our platforms to promote gender equity and environmental rights. In fact, one of my biggest takeaways from this program is that mentoring, when done with openness and mutual respect, becomes a beautiful blend of personal and professional growth. We did not just talk about work. We talked about our lives, our families, our communities, the ups and downs of our leadership journeys. And in doing so, we built a relationship, I think, grounded in trust, empathy, and shared purpose. This experience actually challenged some of my assumptions about what mentoring should look like. I used to think of mentoring as a more systematic process where the mentor imparts wisdom and the mentee absorbs it. But now I understand that the most powerful mentoring relationships are collaborative and dynamic, where both people grow, both people learn, and both people walk away transformed. As I reflect on this journey, I also recognize how important programs like this are in building a supportive ecosystem for scholars, researchers, and leaders who are committed to making change, not just within the academic setting, but in our communities and societies. We often talk about sustainability, justice, equity, and inclusion as abstract goals. But through mentoring relationships like the one I had with Aya, I saw how these values can be practiced in real time, in everyday conversations, in shared struggles, and in joint accomplishments. So looking ahead, I'm excited to carry this experience forward, not just in my mentoring and teaching, but in every aspect of my work. As an alumna of this program, I commit to staying actively involved. I will support others through the sharing of research and resources, the dissemination of calls for papers, and by building partnerships and collaborations that cross disciplines, institutions, and borders. I also hope to encourage others to see mentoring not as an obligation, but as a space where we can learn, grow, and create meaningful change together. Whether you're a mentor or a mentee, this relationship has the potential to shape your career, your worldview, and even your sense of self. So, to the organizers of this program, thank you very much for creating this space, for making it possible for people like Aya and me to connect, to grow, and thrive. And to my fellow cohort members, I am so inspired by the work you are doing. Let's continue to support one another and build communities that are grounded in justice, sustainability, and compassion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing. Tess, we really appreciate your perspective. It was inspiring to hear from both you and Anna and talking about the different aspects. And for me, it feels like the main message was how reciprocal these relationships are and how much we have to grow from and learn from one another. So thank you again for sharing with all of us today. And yes, we're going to go ahead and pass it over to my colleague Adriana from APRU.
Thank you, Glenis. Thank you very much. And well, hello, everybody. I am Adriana Rojas. I am the person in charge of this program now on behalf of APRU. And well, we are coming to the end of a chapter, an amazing chapter of the APWiL program. And well, this chapter was 5 years. So we are now celebrating 5 years of the APWiL mentoring program that started with the amazing idea and initiatives of colleagues. One of those who started these ideas is Joanna, who is right here. So thank you very much for all the participants, not just of this 5th cohort, but for all the cohorts. So you can see now we are a big community of people who are like celebrating together. And now, of course, we are now under the leadership of 2 great universities, that the University of UC Davis and the University Malaya. And also Glenis, who is coming from Santa Cruz, but before she was at UC Davis. So it's time to celebrate. It's time to give thank you, everybody, you, 5th cohort, and thank you for the leaders of the program that are finishing the duties this year. So I would like, we have here Yvonne, Joanna, Chelsea, and Glenis, who I would like to invite them to say some remarks. So please go ahead. We can start with Yvonne.
Thanks, Adriana. As I've said before, I think today is really a special day, and with much nostalgia, thinking about what we went through together with the APRU Secretariat, together with the APRU. Just now we had Kimberly that joined us as well, with many others that has helped us on this journey. It's not just, it has been a real remarkable moment. And as I look back in the leadership experience that I have in my university, it's very much shaped by what I went through in APWiL. And I'll miss the meetings that we're going to have, but of course we'll have some informal meetings as well. This is a very special program, and I really hope that I wish the very best to the new co-chairs, yeah, which we'll be introducing in a short while. And we are here to support you. We are here to support everyone, and I hope that that spirit of togetherness, the spirit of unity and diversity, will just flourish as we move along. Yeah. So all the best to the next co-chairs and the team. Yeah, and thank you so much to Joanna, Chelsea, Kimberly, Dawn, Glynis, Jackie, Adriana, many others from APRU as well. It's been a great and remarkable journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. Joanna, can we go with you?
Sure. I'm thrilled. I actually never thought 5 years ago that we're gonna reach that moment and we're gonna be able to say we have done it for 5 years. When we were starting, this was actually pandemic right away started also. And it really delayed things and was, so like we said, okay, we're gonna do the pilot. Let's just do the pilot. Because everybody was preoccupied with different things and things were happening on the campuses. Of course, we were all on Zooms and other platforms and so on. So it wasn't, actually, I think, Jackie, were you at the beginning? Yeah, I think Jackie was our first guru from Secretariat to help us to go through it and create all of this. And you're learning, right? You're learning. So there were all kind of hiccups. And you get a hiccups and you learn and you do, and then some people are happy and some people say, oh, we wanted more of this, oh, we wanted more of this, oh, we more of this. But the reality was we didn't have resources. The resources we have was us. So as much as of how many hours we can put it, great. But then of course there's a limit, especially that for all of us involved, it wasn't part of the job description. Maybe Jackie and Adriana, because that's the APRU secretariat. But for many of us, it wasn't. It was just the passion, the labor of love, the excitement, the highlights seeing, like today, just listening to Anna's and Tess stories. It's just so empowering. And it's like makes me feel, literally, I have goosebumps. It's almost 100 degrees here. So I'm really hot, but I still have a goosebumps. Because it's just like, it's so amazing that it actually had some impact. And I'm sure not everybody is equally happy and we could have done better and more and but as Anna said, perfection is it's unreal. So I'm glad that you took the risk to participate, because it's always a risk to go into the program and you don't know how it's going to turn out and if it's going to be good enough mentor, if the meetings will be good enough, if we're going to deliver what you expect. So I want to thank you for taking the risk, for having your wisdom to be part of it. And I'm truly looking forward to meeting many of you as I move around the world and visit the different APRU members. So thank you. And again, Jackie and Adriana and David and Ben and Thomas and Christina and everybody for contributed. It took a village. There's no question about it. And welcome to the new co-directors. I'm gonna now be sitting and relaxing and watching how things are unfolding. It wouldn't be my anxiety anymore. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm gonna start crying.
Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Joanna. Let's go with Chelsea, who also started this program. Please, Chelsea.
Thank you, Adriana. Gosh, I don't know even what to say, but it has been a really wonderful experience, and majority of my time at UC Davis, I've been working with this program, so it's definitely going to feel a little different after we wrap things up here. But you know, Joanna, you mentioned stories, and I think that's the one thing that has really been something that has resonated with me and continued every year to be something that we heard in some of the feedback and after events and things, of just being able to hear and connect with others who are experiencing the same thing or experiencing something different, but still sharing a piece of wisdom that is inspiring or really connecting to each of us on some level. And so that has been just truly amazing for me to be a part of. And it definitely has been a labor of love being involved in the program. And you know, I'm excited to see where our new co-chairs are able to take things, and definitely happy to be a resource and hope to continue to be connected to APRU and APWiL moving forward. You can't get rid of me fully. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea. Can we go with Gleenies? Please, our Gleenies, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just I feel like it's just actually sinking as I've been asked to speak for a second. I'm like, wow, I don't think I'm ready, but it's exciting and always amazing to see what new leadership brings and new people bring. So I'm excited for the future and to see who's involved and how much gets accomplished and how much growth happens for people on a personal and professional level. I know for myself, I had my eye on this program when it first started as a potential professional development opportunity, but it's, you know, trying to fit it into our many other things that we do can be hard. And I'm so grateful that I made that decision. It brought me closer to people that I don't think I would have worked with in this capacity, maybe ever. So I'm beyond grateful for the humans that I've had the privilege of getting to know and work alongside. That's been a huge gift. And also just the inspiration that I've drawn every time I hear the mentors and mentees speak, I get emotional and really inspired to continue doing the work that is hard, that we don't always get to focus on every day. Unfortunately, because of what we are doing and how busy we get, but it's a good reminder that this needs to continue, that gender equity is important and there's lots more to do. And yeah, and I do want to really call out that we've been so lucky to have people of all genders be part of this program. And I know Joanna and Yvonne and everyone always says this, that it does take all genders to work on this, and not only from the administrative side, but also within our mentor and mentee cohort, we've had some amazing folks. So thank you for all the dedication and time.
Thank you, Gleenies. And well, now finally, we go with my dear colleague, Jackie Wong. Most of you don't know her, but she's one of the people who started the program. So Jackie, could you please go ahead?
Thank you, Adriana. And yes, I don't know many of you, but I am the Senior Director of Communications and Engagement at APRU. And on behalf of the association, I'm just honored to extend our heartfelt appreciation to both Joanna and Yvonne for their visionary leadership of the Asia Pacific Women in Leadership Program. It's been an amazing 5 transformative years of mentorship, leadership, and impact. In 2019, I was in the trenches with Chelsea, Kimberly, Anya, Joanna, and Sabrina. We were building the foundation for the APWiL mentoring program. And, you know, we were reaching out to universities to get investments. We were and buy-in, and we were looking to get the methodology for the matching process settled and really trying to refine that process. And we were also working on developing the workshops and the goal setting assessment sheet. And so we were really building that foundation, and it took so much work and incredible investment on all of our time. So I just really found a lot of great friendship and mentorship myself from the people that we were building this program with. So personally, my deep appreciation to all of you. You know, over these 5 cohorts, we've had 350 participants. That's an amazing accomplishment. And that's reaching over 31 universities across the Pacific Rim. And this program has built bridges across cultures and institutions, empowering women to lead with confidence, clarity, and compassion. And it's truly become a flagship APRU program. We celebrate the visionary leadership of Professor Joanna Reguslka and Professor Yvonne Lim, whose dedication has shaped APWiL into a model of inclusive excellence. Their work, along with the tireless work of the APWiL team and the APRU Secretariat and all of the mentors, has not only supported the individual growth, but also inspired institutional change, from starting new mentoring initiatives at different universities to global collaborations. So again, so many exponential impacts of this program. And, you know, for me, myself, I found great inspiration for what it means to advocate for women's leadership in universities. So thank you again to that. Last year, we also had our in-person summit in Auckland, and this really marked a historic moment, bringing together the voices and experience that reaffirm our shared commitment to gender equity. And as we pass the baton to the incoming co-chairs, we look forward to the next chapter of APWiL, filled with hope, filled with innovation, and looking for your continued impact and input. And so congratulations to everyone who's participated in this 5th cohort, and congratulations to the 5 cohorts of participants. This has been a labor of love, like we've already said. So thank you all, and looking forward to the next 5 years.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you very much. And you see here the faces that you usually see. But there are some voices that are always backstage. I know there is hidden David Quimbayo. David Quimbayo is part of the APRU team, and he's always backstage, making that everything works for this program. So David, thank you, gracias. And he's on mission somewhere in the world at midnight, so that's why he's hidden there. But you know, also for this APWiL program, there are many people who are participating and who participated in the past. So I really want to appreciate these women who were part of the program: Sabrina, Kimberly, Dawn, Anya. We also have presidents who supported our programs: Professor Dawn Freshwater, Professor Santa Ono, Professor Nikita Yu from APRU universities who joined before. Also, we had previous co-chairs. We had Jenny Dixon, we have Luisa Chang, Masako Egawa, who also were part of this initiative in the previous years. We have an amazing core group who have been supporting the program and the core group, with many colleagues who have been mentors, who have been leading the universities. I am so happy to see your messages in the chat where you share love, you share empathy, you share compassion. And I really think that time it's one of the most precious things we do have, and it's limited, and you share with us our time. So thank you very much for all the APWiL team in the past 5 years. Thank you very much for these efforts. And also, I want to appreciate the chief executives of APRU who have been advocating this initiative in the past, Dr. Chris Tremewan and now Professor Thomas Schneider, who always advocate on the Women Equity Initiative with the presidents. So thank you, David. I already told you, thank you for being backstage. And well, this is it's a time for a new chapter of APWiL. So we will start a new chapter for APWiL with 2 new co-chairs. We want to welcome Professor Dimitria Groutsis and Professor Karla Urriola. So the leadership now goes to the University of Sydney and Tecnológico de Monterrey. So Dimitria, I just want to make some highlights because I want them to speak with us very little. So Professor Dimitria Groutsis, she's an academic director of the SAGE program. She's professor of diversity, equity, and inclusion at the University of Sydney. She's a leading expert on migration, labor mobility, working diversity. He have attracted many millions of dollars for funding in the research on gender equity. And Professor Groutsis works for very key organizations like the United Nations, Australia Human Rights Commission, and well, she focused some of her research in the intersectionality at work. We also have Karla, also a very good friend who currently serves at as a National Director of Diversity, Inclusion and Belonging at the Center for the Recognition of Human Dignity at Tecnológico de Monterrey in Mexico. She's a clinical psychologist and a forensic expert. Professor Urriola have worked with people with disabilities, sexual diversity, youth and women rights, and well, she's a lecturer on clinical psychology at Tec de Monterrey. And she teaches human sexuality and seminars on vulnerable populations. So Dimitria, Karla, welcome. Welcome to the family, and the stage is on you.
Karla, I thought we did a bit of a tag team, but thank you for the introduction, and thank you all for welcoming us in. I'll speak for Karla and I just very briefly that we're thrilled to be the incoming co-chairs. After listening to you all, I think we're both a little bit scared of the shoes that we need to fill. And we congratulate Professor Reguslka and Lim for the legacy that they leave us with, but it's also quite frightening that we will have to continue this legacy, but we will ensure we do so. For us, I think rewriting what leadership looks like, which is what Anna said, is something that we would like to continue with a focus on gender equity, to continue to grow this legacy and to bring in new aspects. And we have a few ideas in our toolbox so far that we've been discussing with Karla. But I might leave it at that. But I've so enjoyed listening to the reflections from Anna and from Tess. Really grateful so far with the discussions we've had with Joanna and with Yvonne and with Glynis and with Chelsea, and of course with Adriana, David and Jackie, who have been faring both Karla and I very slowly, but a bit overwhelming. Really, really proud and grateful to be handed this task. But I'll pass over to Karla to say a few words as well. Thank you.
As you say, Dimitra, thank you very much, and thank you for this session, because we really celebrate the amazing work and learnings about the 5th cohort. Today you say amazing words. I just write some that I say we need to continue working in empowerment, in leadership, in feminist, safe girl, sexual rights, gender equality, justice, mentoring. We really are commitment and focus on all the connections and the mentoring relationship in this program. And also we think, as we were listening to you, the challenge
of course, but also about the sorority that we need to find more and share more in this journey, no? To realize all the challenge that we have in our universities, and also often are the same challenge that we women face across the Pacific Rim, no? Our goal is to provide in this platform for personal growth, mutual support, and as you say, safe care in the challenging content that we are now facing in the world. No? The University of Sydney, Dimitria, and Tecnológico de Monterrey, Karla, we are really found in this belief, and we are commitment to nurture this incredible community, and also looking forward to the growth of the next chapter. No, we need you all, and we know the challenge, and we want to work because we think it's really important. This session confirm all the learnings that we are having in all the sessions to prepare what is next. This is very important. So thank you very much for this session and for listening to all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Dimitria, also.
Thank you, Karla. Thank you, Dimitria. Thank you, everybody. So we are part of a family, and we are very pleased to have you here. So please wait for us for news the coming year. And also thank you, everybody, for participating in the program, for dedicating time on it. And well, I think back to you, Gleanies, and we can close.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adriana, Dimitria, and Karla. We really are excited to see where it goes in the future, and know that we are still here, and we're excited to support you along that journey. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we're going to start closing out today's session somehow. We've talked about it a little bit, but just another huge thank you to the 5th cohort. We just want to reiterate, congratulations. This is a year of effort, time, commitment, engagement, community building. That all means a lot, and we're hopeful that it had profound personal and professional changes for you. And please continue to stay engaged with us and APWiL. And there's various ways that we've touched on that you can do that. You can connect with us on LinkedIn. You can, you'll be added to an alumni listserv, email listserv. So if you wanted to email that, you can. We would love to see that be active and engaged with. And you can also do what Joanna mentioned, which is connect at conferences. You have this cohort of, it's over 350, I think is what Jackie said, of people that are just so passionate about this work. They continue to stay passionate beyond their cohort. So you have so many people to draw on when you visit different places, and that alumni listserv is a great place to start, or just asking and reaching out to us to get connected is another great way to do that. And with that, we're going to end a little bit early and just say thank you, everyone, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And wishing you a great rest of your day, and hope to stay connected and chat with everyone soon, hopefully in person. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.